really flexible with the Naga. Why can't they be flexible with Timber? Make Timber make the enemy think that they're gonna do it on move on off lane and then put it on
Radiant.
So I don't know whether he practices or not, but like at Manila they tried to do that once and he couldn't play the hero like pretty much at all. And I don't know if he practiced since then, but that would definitely be a good curveball for the team.
They do have the Mirana for him though this time.
Yeah.
Again.
Once again, yeah.
10
No
seconds
Shadow
remaining.
didn't couple it up with though.
Yeah, but maybe they're thinking about snagging the Oracle right away because
5
Oracle has
seconds
been
remaining.
so effective against the Mirana when Wings picked it up.
Reserve time.
Oh,
Also got to remember they do have flexibility. I just get that irky feeling that maybe this time, though it is their elimination match, DC could pull out some options.
they go back to the Timber
They
zone.
go back for the
Forcing it in there again. They're probably just gonna respond with an Oracle again. Although Oracle Titan kinda can work together, not the worst.
It's okay. I mean, Stomp and Purifying Flames, Fortune's End combo is still a pretty good amount of damage.
But I guess you might not want to
10
open one
seconds
with two
remaining.
supports right away. Then it limits a lot of stuff that you want to adjust later.
Yeah, you
5
don't.
seconds.
But if they already
remaining.
have a good idea of what the Timbersaw is going to do, what's wrong with opening double support?
It just
Reserve
limits
time.
you. Like, what if you wanted to pick something else later? Like,
Yeah.
It is not Wings style. Wings always want to be open until the very end. Their heroes, and they're probably gonna pick up a core next, whatever that might be for Wings.
solid staple core, maybe a solid off-lane grab. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon.
I mean, Wings is up 2-1, right? They might do something crazy again. We never know with Wings. I just hope there's no punch.
I mean, DC have actually played against Wings probably more than any other team in this tournament. They've been grinding against each other, boot camping, and finding each other in various tournaments. So I'm sure they've had a lot of experience developing their own meta within itself. So
I think, like, no other team played as much against Wings as DC did, right? At Manila, they also played 2 best of 3s against each other.
Radiant team ban.
And they should have a good idea what they want to do. Or like, if you can even have a good idea of what they want to do.
yeah, the Bat Rider though comes
For
out.
the back rider, yeah.
First
That's a
time
good
we've
time.
seen today. I almost feel like.
I mean, it's still a flexible pick for Wings. They play it on their mid player and their off lane player. Like, this is the thing when Wings
10
open their
seconds
draft.
remaining.
Like, you have no idea who's gonna play what and the hero is going to what lane.
5 seconds
It's very,
remaining.
very difficult to draft against them.
Yeah. The other nice part is too, now if Wings want to, they can just take out the Oracle themselves during the second phase and even ban Nyx if they feel like Digital Chaos have the opportunity to pick it up.
And Bad Rider obviously like
Radiant
natural
team
gem
ban.
carry are very good against Mirana. And against Timbersaw and Mirana very good too because you can push them out of the lead and out of the Timber Chain with the Flame Break.
It's not that reliable. Like,
It's not very reliable, but it's like something flashy you can do, I guess. That's definitely something Wings players are capable of.
10
I mean,
seconds
Ice
remaining.
got a freaking Echo Stomp on a Charging Spear Breaker. Wouldn't put it past them, able to Flame Break and Timber
5
Chain.
seconds remaining.
Very true.
Well, banning out the Juggernaut.
Reserve time.
Wings banned out Oracle themselves.
yeah, because they have the bat.
They ban.
So you want to be able to limit the options that the enemy has to dealing with the Dazzle. I mean, there's still the bench, there's still the Dazzle, but they aren't as good as the Oracle.
Do you take it another step further and just also next day something like the bench? Or do you think just getting rid of the Oracle is more than enough for you?
I think Oracle's more than enough. Like, the only team that prioritizes bench a lot is CNC. I don't see any other team prioritize picking bench as a Bat Rider counter as much. And DC are on the Radiant side, so they can't really use the Roach power that bench provides you as well.
I'm trying to think of what Wings coupled up with Elder Titan the last time they
10
played this.
seconds
Because
remaining.
they picked Elder Titan first a couple of times. And they had like 1 or 2 support
5
heroes they really like to
seconds
couple it up
remaining.
with, but I can't really remember. Well,
Reserve time.
Bad Rider, Elder Titan offlane usually. They like to apply a lot of pressure.
Skyrock, possible.
Skyrock is pretty good with natural disorder, but they don't have a setup yet
Radiant
really.
team
Only like
pick.
Bad Rider.
Yeah, Bat Rider's their only setup right now. They might have to go for a support that has disabled setup.
What about like Disruptor though? It's pretty good to be able to lock down the
pretty-
pull back with
pretty
Mirana.
Disruptor's really good against the 2 cores they have right now. And
10 seconds
definitely a
remaining.
possibility. Elder Titan Disruptor sets up for really huge combos as well. Really good with Bad Rider.
5 seconds remaining.
Wouldn't put it past them.
But we gotta go to DC's side first here, gentlemen.
Reserve
We have
time.
to see. Maybe it's time to pick up a trusty support. If they want to keep it defensive, if the Dazzle is still there and available, if they want to have the scare tactic of a Huskar, let's say, and it was not acknowledged at all in the second phase.
I think Wings is so far the only team that picked up Huskar without it, like the saving ability. pretty
Yeah, that's
much.
true.
Like, I wouldn't put it past Wings to just like pick it up last pick
Dire
again.
team pick.
Vengeful Spirit. Very good against Bad Rider. Obviously, we spoke about banning it, but they didn't ban it. Of course, it's like a very natural pickup. Pretty good with Timbersaw, Mirana too. Can be okay at roaming.
I mean, there is also the possibility they decided to just make it a core again. I mean, it's not like as powerful, I think, in this kind of setup, but it is always a possibility. So now Wings has to. I think it's more actually DC want to do the aggro lane more than it is about just wanting to pick Venge to be a core.
Reserve time.
Don't you think it's just more of the Bad Rider counter? Like, it's actually just a support here right now for...
Yeah, I mean, it obviously could be, but I think it's one of those picks where DC take it because it might make Wings think that there's a possibility for something else that could possibly switch.
Yeah, but that game, the reason why they switched was because they were totally changing the pace of the game. They had a Naga on their team, so enemy thought that they're gonna play a slow-paced game, and right now they have a bench core and they have an Exalt Invoker, so they could play a lot faster.
Yeah, there was like a last quick response to an anti-mage, who's like really slow.
Yeah.
I don't think it will happen this game, but it definitely could happen. Oh no, well, not anymore.
Now it works,
Slark, yeah. Slark, Venge, very, very good against Bad Rider. Bad Rider's gonna have a really hard lane unless he has support there. But we have seen Wings do a lot of aggressive dual lanes. They work out really nicely, and we'll see how it works out in this game.
Yeah, you want to be able to pressure Slug. Slug is extremely weak for the first few levels.
10
Not very good
seconds
stats,
remaining.
low armor, not much damage. Bench as well doesn't provide too much in
5
the early
seconds
game.
remaining.
So Bad Rider plus Allied Titan might be able to put a lot of pressure on the Slug.
Wings have played AM, right?
Reserve
They
time.
do play AM, yes. Like occasionally, only if it's like a hard counter. Like when OG picked Storm, for example, they would just pick AM. But like Wings also picked Puddle, which we didn't mention yet.
I mean, they also play Naga Core.
Yeah.
That was also one of the heroes that Shadow plays, and right now they have a lot of D-push. Control and Elder Titan, I would say, are two of the best supports to pair with Naga Siren, because you keep the lanes always constantly push out. You have the Recall, the Chakra, extremely good tools for the Naga.
I mean, Puddle is just amazing here, right? It counters
I mean,
Timbersaw and
he's
Mirana.
the best hero, for sure.
I mean, surely...
I just want to mention that if Wings win this game, he'll be forever engraved in the
Radiant
5-man
team.
Oh
flag.
yeah, there we go, there
Two
we
of
go.
the best heroes ever.
Oh, yeah.
Picked by Wings.
But it's so good, you know, you mana leak a Timber, so you know what happens? He's like... Timber chains away, and you just mana void him, and the whole team just goes boom.
I also think he's naturally a good matchup against Slark because they both
10
kind of do the same
seconds
thing,
remaining.
except Anti-Mage does it better. And then in
faster.
the fights, in the fights, the Slark, if he's ever out of mana,
5
same thing as
seconds
Timbersaw,
remaining.
you just get destroyed by mana void.
Yeah, and Slark wants to build like a Skadi, and if you ever fight an anti-mage with
Reserve time.
Skadi, you're below health mana, you just like get exploded.
But could you pressure lane with Elder Titan, Control, and Bad and leave AM alone against Timber? Do you do well? How well do you do against
No, it's very, very bad. Like even if you dual lane as AM against a Timber, if he gets level 3, he will just like dual, triple wave you because he just right clicks you all the time.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he has no mana from the mana.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He will just tank it up.
Mama Moo is here. Does not want to see her son go home.
10
Not yet.
seconds
Ban the
remaining.
Storm Spirit.
Good catch for the Control.
5 seconds remaining.
Like DC actually banned the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, DC ban.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty
Reserve
good against
time.
both Mirana and Timber, so, and I guess if you're really far ahead, really good against Slark too.
I think it's actually just because they
10
keep the lanes
seconds
pushed out
remaining.
so well with their other heroes that I think Storm would have a lot of space to be able to find picks.
Yeah, basically with the
5
AM,
seconds
they want to be
remaining.
able to have two cores that make space. So AM could actually farm the whole map.
Like DC needs the last
Team
pick
pick.
with Disable for sure. They
What
have
about
nothing
Nixus?
against it.
Nixus S, it's pretty good against Coddle and Bad Rider.
That's good.
Now, as support is really greedy though, but if they survive the landing stage, it will definitely be very good.
Last
Oh,
pick
Wings go for the lane.
Radiant
So it's a solo mid bad
This
right?
is aggro lane for sure.
Yeah, solo mid bad right?
Solo mid
Yeah.
bad and aggro X possibly for them.
Oh,
Go
boy.
lanes.
I just hope they secure the AM farm because he can really take over this game.
You need only one support on the lane, and you can dedicate the Elder Titan with the Axe to
10
pressure the
seconds
Slug.
remaining.
Slug's gonna have
Yep.
a lot of trouble against Axe in the lane.
I actually feel-
Couple AM is really good against Timber.
5
Like really, really
seconds
good. Like, out of
remaining.
mana level 1.
If they pick the Nyx here, the Nyx is great versus their heroes, but
Very
they might,
greedy.
they might struggle too
Reserve
much in
time.
the laning phase, but it's a great hero here.
Yeah, like, we'll see which route they go. Like the safer route,
10 seconds remaining.
more lane-ish support, or the Nyx assassin we spoke about.
Could be
5
DC's
seconds
last
remaining.
pick of the tournament.
Night
And it's going to be a Night Stalker.
Oh, double vision counter against the Bat at the quarter.
Totally shutting down all the vision advantage right there. We'll have to see if it's going to be good enough for DC to stay alive, or if Wings Gaming just need one more win to be your TI6 champions. Let's head it over to the casters right now. It's Toby, Juan, and Merlini.
Never before in the history of Dota have we had a prize pool of this magnitude, 20,700,000 plus extra change. One of these teams gets to take home the lion's share of that. Wings are so close. One victory will do it. Digital Chaos, can they pull it back? We have a different draft, a different game. Do they have what it takes?
I like that Digital Chaos have their signature heroes, but the panel really likes the Keeper and the Anti-Mage. Haven't seen too much Anti-Mage from Wings. Seems to be pretty decent here. And I really like the Axe pick.
10 seconds remaining.
How's that actually gonna work with the laning phase as well? We were looking to see like if Digital Chaos can get off to a good start in this game. The talk about the mid lane is Weeha gonna have success. Does this draft give you that opening for DC?
I think so. They just need the lanes to go decently. They need Timbersaw to get some sort of level so he can get up those levels of reactive. They need Axe to not pressure the Slark. The Slark is very vulnerable in this line. It's actually going to be a re-Slark and a Resolution Mirana.
They're switching it around. Resolution going back to its roots as the Mirana. The war is about to begin inside the game, but there's a war right behind us as the DC fans battle up against the Wings fans. It's a problem when you have English cards right next to the Chinese cards, but this type of grand final, the fans will clash.
So let's see what lanes DC are trying to get right now. And they just placed an Observer War on the bottom. Will be scouted out by Wings' own Observer War. Looks like they're gonna do safe lane move, off lane resolution, and the off lane Mirana.
Are they gonna really leave it at that?
No, it's usually Mirana +1. But she's not gonna get anything. And you can't leap out because of mana leak. And Wings, let's see how they're gonna deal with this lane. Now they see Moo going to the bottom lane. They can put, I guess,
I know you got a lot of confidence, man,
for
but
good and
yeah, he at least forces out the early
prize is
storm from
mine.
Ice.
So now they know that Timber's solo on bottom, and then let's see how they do the lanes. It'll be Shadow plus Keeper, the matchup that they want to make this Timbersaw very underfarmed. Top lane will be the Vengeful Spirit and the Mirana, paired versus Blink.
Yeah, this Axe on Slark mid lane, so Weeha. See how much you enjoy this when you get that early spin up on Axe and Stout Shield.
That is such a tough matchup for Wee. And we should know, he loves that Axe. Remember him back on Falcon Bears. He played that hero all the time.
And you're giving it a history lesson, Melini. Welcome to the also. Moo hates it. Moon hates it just as much. It's the Mana Leak level 1 from Innocence.
Oh my god, look at Wee's HP.
I don't know how you fight against this. All you could do is try and taunt the Axe away from your lane, drag the creep wave back, and just stay on top of CS. Ellie's gonna have a good time once he hits level 6. In the meantime, DC need good rotation. So Ice, they already Sentry Ward to unblock the camp.
We already see a Mana Leak coming out on Moo, and he's going to get his levels down here because it's in a safe lane, but they are actually able to use a pull already, denying almost a full wave from the Timbersaw top lane.
Ice being cancelled. That's 4 sticky napalm charges on the Vengeful Spirit. She can't get away from this. There's no extra help. Zucker's gonna drop right now. Blink burns him, but Misery looking for some revenge. Ice dropping low. Misery void in 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He just slow him down, stopping the turn rate to Blink. Continuously going with the sticky napalm charges. While on bottom lane, Moo is trying to 1v2. He's still got Mango available, so if he wants to try and turn and fight this one, the potential is there. While Ice, the arrow connects on top. Resolution combining with Misery. They find the stun, they find the damage, and they find the return kill. But Weeha is having a nightmare in the mid lane up against Faith Beyond.
Yeah, it's a long way away from this bottom. I wonder if he's gonna bring out more regen. Might need it versus Axe.
Well, they do what they did before. Bring Misery into the mid lane, try and help zone out this Axe. Weeha's way too early damage. The call's already gone off. But it's a melee hero. Rotate for the Void. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Yeah, oh, but I'm early on.
Yeah, you don't want him to spin on you. Night Stalker has a lot of regen, a lot of armor, but not gonna help too much versus the counter Helix Innocence. Trying to deal with Moo. Moo still has a lot of HP. Not quite level 3, but Shadow, top of the CS charts right now with a healthy 12.
Definitely gonna be happy with that. Black said if you can get image farm, Weeha trouble in mid lane. Dropping low, he's got Dark Pact available. He's burning out at the moment. Into the tree line, Fate. That's getting caught in by the creep wave. He attacks from the tower. It may not be enough damage, it won't be. He'll get away. The TP's on the way from Resolution. He'll have to go for a blind arrow. Leaps over. Fate turns around. Saw it coming from a mile away. Meanwhile, Timbersaw. He actually got a kill on the Keeper of the Light on the bottom lane with the help of Misery.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that it's not the Iron Talon from Misery. They really need him to fulfill that ogre-ish role.
Just the roam around.
Yeah.
How do you build it from there? Like, are you looking for phase boots? You look to use your spells as the damage with arcanes?
As
Night Stalker?
I think you want to play him as a vision counter. The draft panel mentioned it. You want to limit the Batrider initiation abilities. You want to keep the Keeper Lights running Ags. You don't want him to be able to see anything, especially that flying vision. So eventually they might need an Iron Talon on him, also because it's really good with the gem. But they need to secure the lanes first. And I think Timbersaw had like 2 CS not that long ago. Now he's up to 6, but nothing compared to Shadows. You don't want this AM to be free farming like this.
Well, Moo's got to rely on basic attacks to get the kills, can't use Whirling Death. Already burnt the Mango, and Shadow keeps burning him dry. Even with only 1 point up in the mana break, it was still enough to drag him down in combination with the mana leak.
And they moved Resolution to the mid lane. The Sword versus X-Master was just a disaster to begin with, and they have to get Wii some farm.
Yeah, this seems to be a lot better having Weehaw up against the Batrider. It's kind of what you wanted to have, but now Ice actually takes up the lane because Blink's gone jungle. This actually isn't a bad time for Wings because this is when they wanted to send the Batrider into the jungle.
A little bit unlucky with the golden spawns. I wonder what building's going to go for this game. Typically versus the event, we see Crumbs.
Moo's in a lot of trouble. Mana Leak gives you an instant stun. Shadow can keep attacking him. There's no Mana Void available to kill off Moo, so no advantage for that on Shadow. But it does keep Moo out of the lane. Like, you know, it's a sad day when also, like, Moo has to go for the early Sage's Mask on the Timber. Just have some level of regen.
So now Night Stalker can start doing his thing. It's nighttime. The Observer Ward in mid just fell, and Misery's just looking for any easy junglers. Luckily for Wings, Blink's already back in base. Misery will not find an easy kill. Also just scouting for stacks. Timbersaw can take that very easily once he hits level 6.
Blink will show himself in top lane a bit, but it's the mid lane where Misery is running in. The arrow well off target from Resolution. Too early, didn't use the Void, so the call will arrive from Faith, giving him a lot of armor. And Misery, the spins are hurting! The Culling Blade comes down over the head of the Night Stalker.
Looks like they have a solution to the Misery roam in the mid lane. That leaves him with a melee hero. No chance of killing that axe. Soxa perhaps trying to get a kill. He does have the infused raindrop though, very difficult to burst down.
Just seemed a little overconfident to think he can go with 2 melees to kill off that mid-axe after the amount of farm that he's got.
Yeah. You have to leap in, but I don't think you want to leap in versus that.
Yeah.
And he's over leveled right now, level 7 on that axe.
Oh. Soxa's moving over. Ice in a vulnerable position and get actually sandwiched 3 ways, but you'll take the 4th way. Okay, the arrow flies just out of range of the regeneration rune, which Resolution will take. Ice killed by the Starfall. Resolution wasting no mana with that, had the regeneration going the whole time.
All alone in the world.
DC finally catch a break,
Attacked.
killing off the roaming ET, but they still have that problem. Beyond's gonna get really big on this axe.
And Anti-Mage, they're keeping the supports busy, which is really important for them. Night Stalker, not enough levels in Crimson Sphere, but he will try and pick up some as he go for Blink.
Top lane.
Firefly just used.
Yep, and they know it. They're waiting for it to wear off. They also know that Weehaw can shadow dance himself into this fight. Now the smoke's gonna break Blink. He's still got another 2 seconds left on that Firefly. He'll hit the ground now, but he gets back in range of his tier 1 tower.
So much wasted time for DC. That's a better part of nighttime already down.
Moo's gonna get stunned up. Yeah, it's a level 1 Mana Void.
And against raindrops. But Faith is in from behind. They have a Soul Ring in case he wants to Soul Ring TV out.
They revealed themselves. They came in too close to the creep wave. So the surprise is blown. Misery is chasing down Blink up in the dire jungle. Just trying to keep him out of the lane. He's still got that extra nighttime movement speed for the moment. It's only 1 hour left
Dire's
of
middle tower
nighttime.
is under attack.
Well, 3 hours
It
left
has
of
no
nighttime.
arms to defend itself.
Depending on how you want to clock it.
What's the conversion here, Toby?
In that case,
Dire's
they
middle
have
tower
40
is under
seconds
attack.
ish. And then it's over. And that's when Wink is prepping for mid lane. Fate's already started up with a call. Innocence moves over. Mana Leak, that's a level 2 Mana Leak as well on Innocence. Resolution will just hold his ground.
Now they're finally getting some farm on Wii and Resolution both, so that's decent. However, Misery's reign is going to end as nighttime comes to a halt.
That's a really nice Observer Ward. That might let Resolution have enough information that he can just throw this up, connect perfectly on the Blink, and Weehaw, the damage output's there. You can notice under the Firefly. But walk out of range of Dire Vision, and you'll regen up pretty quickly. So good kill for Digital Chaos.
Radiant's middle
That
tower
was
is
with the
under
tail end of
attack.
nighttime. Blink not really being too careful, but he is building a drums for him, so no loss in gold as he purchases the remainder of his bracer.
The
Dire's top
rotations
tower
which
is
came
under
after that
attack.
from Wings. Like Shadow is still having a fantastic time as the Anti-Mage on bottom lane, almost at the same net worth as Resolution is at the moment. But it's the
lane.
fact that Moo can farm underneath the bottom tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they need to get the blink up on Axe, and then they can start involving the Bat Rider.
Optic rotate the Anti-Mage to the top lane. That's Miss Mile. I'm waiting. Terror gets away.
It looks like they're smoked up. They do have vision of the Bat Rider, so they probably won't expect this. Wee is really low, but without the blink dagger on the Axe, this is going to be an extremely tough. Actually, he has no pounce.
Yeah, he's got Shadow Dancer, however, but the stop, the stun, the magic missile from Saxgo will be able to help out enough. Slark, Pound still on cooldown for 4 more seconds, but Moonlight Shadow from Resolution will allow DC to make a break to the tree line. Weeha. Yeah, it looked like he was thinking of turning around and going for another opening. Shadow is feeling low, the spot of lane. Innocence, silent stump, the move well and gets him down. Faith looking for a revenge with the top lane where they're about to initiate onto Shadow with the Dark Pact and magic missile. The stomp will force him to split, but back on bottom lane. Faith moving back to his own tier 1 tower. Move body blocking it up. The silence is there. Whirling death, other 2 shark from Timber Chain. No! Move goes too far to the side. The Anti-Mage's got a revenge kill in the top lane in the meantime. He'll lose his life to the Slark. One charges galore going off to make this work, but it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. Call for support.
He had a blink in to finish off the Vengeful Spirit, and that left him vulnerable to the Slark and his pounce. Whew, Moo almost getting a kill right there.
I think they want to go again. This will be so much easier for Moo if it was nighttime because their Misery's voids would be so much more effective. Same with the Crippling Fear. Instead, Moo having to do a lot of the work himself and missing one of those abilities cost them an easy kill.
And another kill rune going Resolution's way. Much more farm than we was in the last game.
This is around the same time as Moo normally likes to creep skip it out. But that's why Resolution with an Invis room smokes him behind the tower. So it won't be that obvious to Wings if Moo does get him behind the tower. He's got 4 points up in reactive armor, so he's very happy sitting back here. 36 HP a second coming back into him.
They're expecting the Keeper to be here, but he is nowhere to be found.
By the
They
gods,
really need the
the
blink
Dire's
dagger on
bottom
Axe.
tower doesn't
Still
even have arms to
working on
defend
it,
itself.
200 gold
What
away.
a brave tower.
And just they need so much time in the jungle because of the Bat Rider and the Axe.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Run, little bottom tower. Run.
Slark getting close to his mobility item. Let's see. Blink and Shadowblade
Dire's
both pretty good
bottom
this
tower
game.
is
I like
under attack.
Shadowblade a little bit more so he can scout out the Keeper
Dire's
light, but maybe
structures
he
are
doesn't need
fortified.
it because he has Night Stalker to give him vision.
Might also be a little bit scared once Blink
By the
picks
gods,
up one
the
of the
Dire's
points,
bottom
and
tower
2,
doesn't
the
even
gem.
have arms to
With the
defend
flying
itself.
vision, Shadow
What a
Flame, the
brave
greatest item
tower.
for him.
Ooh.
Moves away.
Wings probably expecting that they have that Obdor that was just pointed out right there. How did he see me?
A little too deep.
Just taking it easy until nighttime. They can even pop darkness right now if they want to.
Not so fast.
It's kind of funny, like you're taking it easy on DC, but there's still like they repaired all the damage the Wings did early on. It was a 2k deficit in golden experience, and now that's changed around.
Is that enough though? To get
Oh, Faith the Blink gets a call on Resolution. Coming away the bubble with the last 2. Resolution will die here. No way to fight. Oh no! Leaves! Can he TP out? He was off the line. I can see him. He will take a fall. He had a little bit more time to buy an item. That Culling Blade, fraction of a second too early thanks to the stick charges. Well, too late.
those creeps helping out. Verona there not getting
Dire's
the
bottom
Don't
tower
get
is
Blink, so
ignited.
halfway
Never saw it
to
coming.
her axe. Not a big deal, and that was a blink reveal for Faith.
On bottom lane, Ice. They were looking for a small opening. Suxo as well as Moo together, but they couldn't find one on Ice. He was back far enough behind the tower.
Oh wow, we already have the Shadow Blade. That's very good timing considering how Paul early game was. Misery.
Yeah, they found him out. They push him back. And Misery will burn or will he? He's targeting outside the tree line, but maybe with Bat Rider. Caught out, the ET split is coming in. DZ needs to split. Arrow is not available for the
Radiant's
moment.
bottom
Chakram
tower
doesn't
has
actually
seen
reach up
better
the
days.
wings, but Weehar is in. And he's looking for the Bat Rider. The perfect leash. Bat Rider comes down to the ground. The Firefly will wear off.
Radiant's bottom
Throw all
tower
of his
is under
life
attack.
phase. This is too deep in front. The Chakram flies out. And now is just fight after fight. Maybe going the way here for DC. Move goes in deep. Reactive armor charges don't exist for him.
Is under
His
attack.
mana pool's also quite low.
Yeah, they have to be careful for the AM rotation of Moo. He's actually really low, man. He's 700 deficit right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, but some good pickoffs from DC. Originally, like, thought, oh, Misery goes down, there's gonna be no trade-off, but DC brought everybody so quickly to that tier 1.
And Wings also, they didn't have a reliable way to keep people asleep during an Echo Stomp. The Firefly woke them up. One really nice play that I liked from Wings yesterday is they turned off Split Shot during the Echo Stomp with that. No one woke up. Winter mentioned that to me yesterday. But this time, you can't stop the Firefly.
Resolution trying to play for some kind of execution on the mid lane. It's right underneath an Observer Ward, and then Coddle does his thing. A Coddle who bypasses his ultimate in order to get 3 points up in Mana Leak. But it does such a good job against both Piranha and Timber. Even Night Stalker. Very low mana pool. Always like to have high movement speed. Weeha staring down the Anti-Mage. He moves out.
Really wants this creep. One level of Crippling Fear should be more than enough to kill him. He's so close to his battle, yeah. Oh, now they see Soxa. They know something's up. And Soxa wanted to place up the Observer Ward right there, but maybe a little bit too obvious with that movement.
Looks like Wee's rotating. Nope, he's actually just going to pick up the rune and head back to mid lane. So DC.
We looking for a weak support like the Keeper of Light. He is scouted out.
Yeah, where is that target? Is that he finds one other target? He wants him found ET. Cole throws him back out over the chakra flies for ET. Not enough damage to kill him until the temptation move connects.
Middle
ET
tower
put
is
up
under
well
attack.
off the
It
mark.
has no arms to defend
Now
itself.
they look for more. The courier into the tree lines. Blink kept out by Resolution as he's finally rotated up from the mid, but Wings finding back to
Dire's
the
middle
T1
tower is
tower.
all alone in the world.
15 seconds
Being
till he's up.
betrayed.
That arrow flies. 5 seconds on the axe. Wing pounced over the tree. There's the damage. Wing does not
Dominating. Own it.
They need more stuff than the damage. Shadow blinked up and the iron killing him off. Shadow will die here. Nothing will stop this. Even the flame breaks
Dire's
on
top
by
tower
the
is doing
face.
his best, but it
Huge
doesn't
fight for
work.
DC.
We is dissecting them with the Shadow Play. They cannot feel safe anywhere. Keeper of Light just like to stand there,
Dire's
defend
top
towers,
tower is
but
under
when you
attack.
wrap around behind like that with
That's
no
what
vision,
Dire's structures are
it is
fortified.
impossible
That's what
to
that
defend
wispy
that.
glow around
And
the
this is
tower
when
means.
you still have super fragile wings. He was so close
Dire's top
to his
tower
battle
is
fury.
under attack.
Arrow connects on Faith Beyond. That's the word go for Timbersaw.
Dire's top
And not
tower
only
has
was the
fallen in
Wilderness set
battle.
the Anti-Mage back with his Battle Fury, it also makes his jungle a little bit risky
Dire's
to be
middle
in.
tower is
They've
under
already been
attack.
committing mass amounts of observers and sentries, Wings, to protect their jungle, but it's just not the dream for him. And now Wee's going to find another target down to
Radiant's
Eyesight.
bottom
He's
tower
still
is
got
under
gold.
attack.
Okay, the gold
I
needs
feel
a little
sad
bit
for
more.
them.
Dark
Dire's
Pact
top
into
tower is
Shadow
under
Dance.
attack.
Eyesight puts the spirit
that's
down,
not
but now
good.
Misery comes
Mega
over.
kill.
Also
Own it.
Criminal Field arrives! The bigger they are, the harder they chop. As Blink, making a break for his tier 2 tower, supports the neighborhood in the form of Innocence. But yet again, another kill going the way of DC. They now hold 3 out of the top 4 net worths in the field.
The Axe's momentum has slowed down significantly too after dying so many times. Timbersaw, one of the dream heroes that you want to fight against, especially before the blade mail from him. And it just always feels like Wings needs one more item burst. The Battle Fury on
Dire's middle tower is under attack. It has no arms to defend itself.
Blade mail on the axe, and this is just not the way that they typically fight. Usually they're the aggressors, pressuring DC as they try and get their key items. But that is almost a scepter on Marana.
Yeah, there's a Scepter on Marana coming. The Bloodstone finishes over on Moo. Key item now arriving for Wings, but they would have liked that during the last fight. The Bat Rider with a Blink Dagger. Also, not a great thing, the fact that Blink was not even involved in that engagement on the tier 1 tower. Because of the late timing of Resolution rotating up, he kept the Bat Rider out.
They also don't really want to fight during nighttime, but with darkness, you only have like 3 minutes out of 8 that you can really take a fight. Until Anti-Mage is ready, but that's still quite some time.
Wings doing what they always do. You pick up a Blink Dagger, you smoke and gank. The Slime's already back behind the tower. Axe does have the blink if he blinks into the trees.
And just also sitting right behind B, just in case there's a swap.
That'll be an easy save. That actually would cause a couple of problems if Axe wants to chase it down further, but Resolution,
They're
on the
expecting
end
a
of that
trap.
double damage and Resolution's got to get the hell out of here right now. If he leaves, however, the Blink Blast already catches him. The easy splitter, Resolution needs more life, 15 more touches, he can't get them off in time.
Wow, what an excellent use
Zimba, trouble. He got mana leak. The move trying to stand his ground. Down the swap. Well, blinding light will push him back. Move almost out of mana. You still have swap up for the Vengeful Spirit, pulling the axe back in close range to the tower as Misery runs in. But the Storm from ET will slip by, but in comes Weeha. Where's the damage? Too much on him. Face misses the call. But Weeha defends himself away to safety. The Dire Sentry was down from Wings. They knew exactly what they're fighting up against, but DC hold their tier 1 tower. They love doing this. Mass committal to ensure not a single building drops.
Work. But maybe too much committal on the mid lane. They used a scan behind the tower to see if it was a trap going on Wii. And then it scanned red. They read it perfectly. Okay, there's probably no one behind Mirana. And DC probably should have called for him to get closer to that T1 because he was the only vulnerable hero in Wings. Taking another smoke.
Dire's middle tower is all alone in the world.
Only for
Dire structures are fortified.
They don't have
just
mana
like
for
me.
lasso. Batrider is very dry coming into this fight. Still 10 seconds till the lasso comes off cooldown. If they can get him that bottom rune, life will be easier.
Resolution, he just TP'd down bottom. Faith is going to find him, it looks like.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
they really
tower
want
is
him.
under
He's
attack.
hiding in the
I
trees.
feel
They
sad.
know the smoke will break. There's your blank call. This time DC, one of as many TPs available. Resolution tries to leap against Culling Blade at mid-flight. The TP did complete, so Moo is back behind the tower. This is not a great position for him. That Natalie lasts forever, allowing Faith to blink and call again. Moo, nice reactive armor charge is kicking out, but his ult's coming too late. So he has to commit suicide
Radiant's
against tier
bottom
1
tower
tower.
has seen
Wow,
better
so much
days.
for Resolution getting his axe at a timely clip. 2
Radiant's bottom tower
consecutive
has
deaths with the swift movement from Wings. That's just not what you expect. It's like, oh, it's nighttime darkness. They're not going to smoke. They're not going to fight into us. And now they will lose control of the jungle.
Dire's middle
Shadow
tower
free up
is
the
under
farm
attack.
up some more.
Yeah, this actually
Dire's
opens
middle
up the
tower
Radiant
now
jungle if
belongs
he
to
wants
the
to go
Aegis.
into that. He also has a couple of Ancient stacks prepared. Love his Vlad before he does it, and that's what's coming on the courier.
They need to do Roche, I think, before Night Stalker gets his axe. He's only 1,100 gold away, but
It's a really nice stack for Shadow. And with this movement out, if the Black Dragon, it actually moves out far enough. Faith
they're
also had to
smoking.
stop his move.
They pinged out. They want to go over there.
Well, the Observer Ward, it doesn't fully see this, it just knows that they're there. The line being drawn out by Misery is a one to go straight down mid lane. So unless they want to flank around, this isn't really going to work for them. And the axe, now Slark runs in, there is a sentry ward. The attack comes on the axe and the call, maybe with the lasso, moving control, but Misery already down. Weeha, and the jump away of the splitter, not finding a kill. Not to mention, Blink very, very low on life. He might try and go in again as Misery. They move forward to Ice, comes to Balor. Mana Leak with the blinding flight. Crossing back, he's the element. Oh, Titan.
Double kill.
Boom is there for the double kill. The arrows fly forward as well. Who's it going to connect on? Nobody. Innocence and Shadow.
Dire's middle
Back to
tower
their
is
tier
under
3
attack.
tower.
They
It has
lose
no
that
arms to
outdoor
defend
around it.
itself.
At least they didn't lose their gem. That fighter was so close to dying.
He doesn't have Shadow Dance, but he has an Echo Saber and 5 still essence shifted. So he'll love a target. The best one he's got is the Anti-Mage on the tier 2. But he's innocent, he could have walked down the stairs to die.
Yeah, he can't solo kill anti-mage. Maybe like a really nice
Dire's
swamp
middle
or an
tower
arrow
is under
can
attack.
connect onto him.
Anti-Mage reads it perfectly anyway. Shadow links into the tree line and then TP's home. Getting close to
Dire's middle
finishing
tower
up his
is all
Yasha.
alone in the world.
The
Being
Mana Stone,
attacked.
getting that magic missile is going to be a lot more difficult to connect on. Also breaks free of the silence of the Night Stalker and potentially Dodge Arrow.
Anti-mage getting pretty close to fighting shape as he works on his Yasha. Really need that Manta so he doesn't die to
The Dire's top
Night
tower is
Stalker,
doing its best,
crippling
but
speeder.
it doesn't look good.
Night Stalker. And on the fight, Axe going to miss out the call. And now he comes through. He's looking for Innocence in the back line. The stop from Ice to slow down this fight. Not the greatest thing in what Misery is running. And Innocence dying, and the tree lines move, finding yet another kill.
The
Ever
Dire's
since he
top
got that
tower is
Bloodstone,
doing
he's
its
triggered his
best, but it
suicide,
doesn't
back up
look
to
good.
11 charges. I'm not quite certain what Resolution's waiting for. He's just sitting in the middle lane with a great way to arrive at the call. Oh, Batrider gets hit by the arrow.
Radiant
Split against
Mega kill. Double kill.
He was the one they wanted, and it's Weeha who gets the double kill.
And Gem now goes away of Night Stalker. He almost has his act into Gem complete. This is disastrous for
Weed's coming to
Wing.
kill. Weed's actually coming to kill. He walks up behind front out of the tier 3 tower. He
middle
wants
tower is
Ice
under
to
attack.
call the side.
There's no
The
arms to
Misery.
defend itself.
The arms are
Own it.
free, but it doesn't matter. Ice is already down. They jump forward aggressively. But this will definitely open up
Dire's
to make
middle
sure this
tower
tier 2
is all
tower
alone
goes
in
the
the
way of
world.
DC.
Being
No
attacked.
denial attempt. Slark not again.
They just did not have enough vision around that
Dire's
area.
middle tower
They needed
is
more
under
ults,
attack.
needed more sentries. They got caught off guard
Dire's
by the
middle tower has
Slark.
fallen.
You did this once before. Now he wants Innocence to pounce forward, doesn't get the leash. So this won't work. He'll shut it dance away. That TP aggressively coming outside the base. Faith behind, very quick on the blink. The arrow actually passing him before the
Dire's
TP
top
was
tower
completed.
is under attack. Oh, that's got to
And
hurt.
another gold lead goes away of DC, just 5,000. But with his axe coming out, I don't think Wings are going to have that much opportunity to make use of their blink dagger because they get clean initiations on DC.
It's kind of a nightmare as well for the Keeper of the Light.
Yeah.
Like, I know Innocence is a very long way away from having an Aghanim scepter, but even if he does get one, he'll never have the buff ups just because it's always going to be nighttime.
They need a big mana void in one of these fights, and they have to play carefully. Only 20 seconds left of nighttime. Scan hits red, they know, and DC's around. They've been really good with their scans this game.
I'm actually looking for the Obs Ward, D Ward. But because that gem's on the Night Stalker, nothing's going to stay up for Wings. Those clever little wards we saw Wings planting in the earlier games, it doesn't work now. With unobstructed vision from the Night Stalker and the gem, the only upside is the fact that the gem true sight vision isn't the same as the Aghanims, but they just still see so much. And Wings, they hijack the secret shop right on top of a Radiant Observer ward. DC know it, but then again, the Sentry ward just got planted by Wings. They're not even sticking around to do the D ward. They understand
Chicken
that if they
double down
hang
on
around too
sorcery.
long, they're going to lose too much. The chicken flies in, it's got a man side, taken down, there's just nowhere to go. They'll actually die. 2 heroes down. They may find more. The courier will survive back over to the tier 3 tower, but it's Moo who's on the charge. The Yule's on the Batrider. The 4-staff down. That is TP. The Yule's already been committed, so there's no extra stun from Moo. The Shadow, he has to start doing the creep skip. We saw Fear attempt something similar. Just
Dire's
keep
top
that
tower
pressure
is
up. Okay,
under
he's not even
attack.
doing that. He's too fearful. He
They
TP's
want
top.
Roche. They wanted DC to push top and then take Roche.
Well, the arrow misses,
trade.
but we half track. He finds Blake, the bounce forward. Faith gets the call off. You still got his decent amount of essence shifted in Faith. The Blake Bell will protect him. Now Laz too. They pull Wee in, but he already triggered the Dark Pack. Breaking free the Battle Void. Shadow won't be enough. The small battle will be a 1-for-1 trade off for now. The Cully Blade ensures the kill. The move. Timber chains forward. There was only 1 tree there from the work. There's at least the range of 2 sentries. The arrow from Resolution connects on anti-mage. Will there be enough damage? He'll blink himself out to safety. DC, not that healthy. Again, this Manly being a pain in the butt. But that's why you'll scepter up. Timber chain cancels. A very short one anyway, but Misery moves over. No nighttime available. He's also got the gem. Wings, they'll follow this one to the end of the earth. The Spirit's on top. But Misery's got nowhere to go. Stunned up by the Manly. They'll give the gem over to actually no Resolution. I thought they might have done a handoff. Doesn't happen. A move. Dying to Wings. The blink. Oh, he gets interrupted. You'll scepter. He had to take off the burn effect of that flame break up to the trees, but he knows he's dead. Great chase by Wings.
What a big break right there. Winter was skeptical that they could pull it off.
Well, it still hasn't
Right
happened
time.
yet. DC is still leading. Even though that graph is going to start to dip down, they were over 8,000 advantage in golden experience.
Oh, I was just talking about the flame break on the Timber Chain. It's a pretty hard one to pull off.
All right, Mando is finally in for Shadow.
It's only during daytime. With daytime and without darkness, they can take pretty good fights, but they just lack so much vision. Finally, they get to turn to them though, the rightful owner on the Batrider.
So he has that good flying vision. Wings, they're attempting this, but it's a little obvious when that Observer Ward from DC.
They have to use darkness though to see Roche, and as soon as darkness pops, they're gonna back out. But is we strong enough to take down Roche? I don't think so. Not without a Scotty.
And he needs that extra life. But he also used Mill as a punching bag last time they did Roshan. But that reactive armor.
They need Lotus ASAP for the Mana League, especially because he's maxed it over Illuminate.
Well, they keep using Dual Set just to dispel it.
Yeah, it just you're stuck there, right?
Yeah, you can't go up anywhere. You
can
just have
easily
to stay.
get like a stomp or charge up Illuminate, an Axe
Dire's
Pull,
bottom
any of
tower
those
is
spells can
under
catch you out
attack.
after. With Lotus Orb, you're still free to run around and dodge these AoE spells from Wings.
It's a shame you don't have like what Animage has. Take one step, then blink max, and you can avoid the mana leak out. Instead, it's like Timber Chain and Leap.
So they saw Mirana TP over to the left side, and she was really low on mana, and they might look for this small window to take down Roach.
Well, Resolution has gone all the way back to base because he was lower than that mana. But still, does Wings have enough damage? The Anti-Mage?
Oh, he has boosted travel. Oh, okay, never mind. Still a long ways for his cooldown.
So they can jump down the bottom 3 and push that in. Roshan's not really down that far, only at 9k at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they can do this right now. They have no damage aside from Anti-Mage, but it's only at half HP.
Here comes Misery and that True Sight. It goes inside the pit. They understand what's happening.
They have the observer.
He's happy to jump out, but he actually gets the blink call over on the Misery. So the jump is down, but the EG is clear. They really want to get that kill, and they got it. The Vengeful Spirit from Swamp Gun, the Moonlight Gun, and that's enough. The Axe finds the kill. Boo's a really good damage.
Killing spree. Double kill.
I've sundered this cabal.
They catch out the slot. They get 3 down. Now they can finish what they started. The death of Roshan.
This Observer Ward saw that Night Stalker. That swap just crushed them as 2 heroes got hit by the Earth Splitter. And even Slark got caught by the Echo Stomp, and no chance for him Dark Pacting. He got blasted right out of it, and that's going to be a free Roach for Wings. Faith Beyond continues to deliver on his initiations.
As the dream for Wings, if they can keep it going, the Aegis Immortal will give them extra incentive
Fallen to the dire.
to take more aggressive fights. Instead of Faith just having a fantastic time with 2.4k gold in the bank. His next item choice is just around the corner.
The Dire's top tower is doing its
Even
best,
BKB's
but it doesn't look good. Dire's top tower has
Wings
fallen.
lineup.
It was only a matter
Minus
of time.
armor from another Titan, a lot of physical damage even from Earth Splitter, pure damage from Axe. I'm not really sure how they itemize here. They need to be able to kill the Anti-Mage at some point, though. Right now, like Night Stalker, Crippling Fear, going to be dispelled by the Mantis style. Mirana is unreliable, so maybe I would like to see Basher Echo Save or Basher Abyssal, something like that, so they can keep him in check.
Well, you got the Basher on Shadow. He just bought it, so looking for his control item next. Sucks up, really big trouble for him. Mana leaks, last 2, they just keep draining him dry. And then he will die in the river.
It's not the
It's a really big problem. Wings can get aggressive during nighttime. They aren't scared anymore.
Radiant's middle tower is
But
under
DC
attack.
definitely
It's
They
not
just
gonna
try and keep
hold.
the split push going. We are down the bottom lane, but Wings, they understand the objectives.
They split
One
one
tower.
Radiant's
was
top
earlier
tower
with the
is under
Ursa.
attack.
In Slark.
Dire's
This game
bottom
should be a
tower
lot
is under
easier
attack.
with the Mirana
Little
and the
bottom
Slark
tower.
in case they want to go that route, but then you end up
Radiant's
taking
top
time
tower has
off of the
fallen.
Anti-Mage,
Not so
who
radiant
with a pistol
anymore.
can
The tides are gods.
easily
The Dire's
crush
bottom
any of
tower
DC's
doesn't
cores.
even have
He's so
arms to
far
the
ahead
Radiant
as
should
well.
really do
Like,
something
putting
about
like
Radiant's middle
18,000 net worth. The nearest
Radiant
room is
structures are
12.5k.
fortified. That
Over
means
on
you
the
can't hurt
Mirana.
right
Yeah,
now.
they went for the break on the Slark.
Radiant's middle
Gets
tower
Silver
is
Edge,
under
and
attack.
that combined with like
That's
the double
not gonna
star
hold.
Mirana can maybe burst him down, but now that he gets Aegis, he has no fear.
Dire's bottom tower is
The
under
advantage for
attack.
DC is the fact that the Axe hasn't spent his money, still holding
Radiant's
on a
top tower has fallen.
3.7k on the Axe.
I think probably BKB.
Dire's
They don't
bottom tower
recommend
is
BKB
under
at this
attack.
point.
Run, little bottom tower.
Slark,
Radiant's middle tower is
kinda,
under
but
attack.
he doesn't do any physical damage at the moment. I think just go mass BKB so you can team fight them at will.
Wing systematically
Radiant's
taking out
middle
towers.
tower
They'll
has
see
fallen.
Fate thanks to Misery's vision. They do have a new gem purchased by Moon, so putting the Timber Saw back a little bit. There's Shadow. It's getting caught in the shark ring, but they're perfectly alright.
A bold build coming up from Elder Titan as he swings home to try to pick up the rest of his Dagon.
Okay, hello. He's gonna actually be a courier as well, recalled back in. He brings the BKB of Faith Beyond.
Oh, they're not going to see this coming.
Or they are not. A DC.
The Radiant should really do something about
they
that
might be able
middle
to see
tower.
something coming in. One if this arrow can connect, which you won't be able to.
Oh,
Or two if you can get the Night Stalker close enough, but that's also been a problem. Move, hey! Chains forward, blinks away.
Shadow's Abyssal Blade is also coming on the chicken. It's at the secret shop right now.
thanks to
Vanguard
thee.
and Recipe.
Radiant's
Wings
middle tower
feeling
is under
really
attack.
good with his Aegis.
That's not gonna hold.
This next defense from DC, it has to work. The arrow, 5 seconds over on the Axe. Resolution jumps in. The double stop falls
Dire's
down
bottom
and just
tower
brings
is under
down the
attack.
Axe.
Run, little
The
bottom
Vine
tower.
getting the
Radiant
whole
should really
break
do
going.
something about Radiant's middle tower.
Rotated over the swap, instantly canceling out the last two. Huge damage! Cole is gone! Eyesight might join him in a moment. Murata blinks forward. They've got the damage. It's giving the fight. Bee leaping forward. The BKB break back line 3. Moves to the lead with Shadow. There's your Abyssal Blade. The mana void on the Resolution. Resolution doing heavy work, but the Sharks are doing more of it. Shadow is
Double kill.
The agency model will trigger. Blink is away on low light. Do they have enough to kill the anti-Marga once again? He'll blink out. Moose sticks with him. Yule Scepter up. Blink on cooldown in 1 second time. Now in comes Blink himself. Flame break pushing DC away. This will give Shadow just enough space to escape.
Wow, that could have been so much worse for them. Looks like Batrider was also able to take down Mirana in the backline. She was so low after that Mana Void. I don't know if she was the prime target for that. It looked like Moo was pretty low, but in the heat of the moment, it looked like Mirana almost killed her entire team.
I think you should still be scared of that Mirana at all times, having that passive, like, big damage, chasing everything.
I'll take that.
Weeha's got a lot of money too. Where does he go next with 4.1k gold? Is this the time where, like, does BKB even help the Slark, or does he look for a more controlling and damage dealing item?
I don't know. It's hard to say with the
he answered anyway. You got the Asher.
Basher's better versus the AM, who's causing the most problems, but BKB is like a free kill on Batrider and or Keeper.
Wings is coming down. They're looking for a kill on Moo. Almost everyone's here apart from the Mirana. She does have BTs, but they can only TP the tier 2 tower. Now 2-3. Can't get the 4-1 hit. The Shark will do the work. Back forward with the Abyssal. The arrow. It connects with Shadow. 5 seconds stun. The ET splitter. It's not enough damage yet. Misery still taking through all of this. The Mana Void. He wants Misery dead with the Moonlight Shadow. They don't have the vision at the moment. Moo will go back into Moonlight Shadow 2. Timotei. 1 second. This will bring him back in range of the tower. Unless they want to fight. Arrows on cooldown. Blink forward. The arrow will miss. We are waiting. The ninja out from the trees. Face triggers the blade now. As well as the BKB to pound forward. Face getting all the back up. We are explodes the Mana Void.
Sorcery shall not prevail.
Range for it, but the Stomp 4 from my side can go for the Stomp. No real way to get away from this one, especially when he gets the blade down by the animate. Moo can't chain away. He'll Yule Scepter up. The Blink Dagger won't be up cooldown in time, so he just has a suicide and hit the ground. The Blink goes for more. Burning up the Vengeful Spirit with Firefly.
Okay, it is confirmed. Shadow can bash on command. What was that? Right as the Timber came, right as the Spark was about to escape, and I talked about it in the battle versus BKB. BKB, you would really love to have it for that fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
That was the
attack.
Abyssal as well.
I feel
That's the
sad
thing
for
that
them.
does the work for him.
Radiant's bottom
That's
tower
how you
has
make
fallen, and I don't
RNG,
mean
actual
in love.
command. Digital chaos. Well, they had a good defense last time. Wings tried to go high ground. Now they're down a couple of men. The difference about 3k is
Radiant's
swinging both
bottom
ways.
tower has
Arrow
seen better
hopes
days.
to create a little bit of time, but it goes between all of Wings as they attack into the tier 3 tower, trying to get that one-step closer to the agent. As now Tampa locked down the double star for the Moo is too low. He has 5 second bubble. He's bladed out. Slark up 4 seconds until he's alive. No fortification. Arrow doesn't connect. Innocence. The whole tail to catch at the swamp out. Sato again, sacrificing himself just to make sure they can get that double damage out from the Starfall of Resolution. Good stop, Moo, Yule's up in towards the air. He has a way to get out thanks to Moonlight Shadow. They can play the invis game. Shadow going in very, very deep. Get the sun over on Misery, but Weeha returns back of his own. And now with a jump out, Resolution leaves the tree line. He is out of mana. He can't get out of this one. He can blink back into the fight. Face the air. So it's a dive back for him. Shadow's looking for the kill. That's out.
Double kill.
Plasma tower is under attack. It has no arms to defend
The
itself.
rest of DC are dying. Hounds throwing their own tier 3 tower. Resolution back into the fight with a cutting
Dire's
blade.
middle
Kills
tower
off
is all alone in the
Nightwalker.
world.
Giving wings
Being
the pump
attacked.
up they need to go inside. They look for the last two and they've got it. It's the slug. Arrow flies in. There'll be a 5-second stun over on Blink.
Radiant's
The
bottom
wings.
barracks
They
are
brought down the melee racks. Shadow.
Dire's middle
Manastars
tower
out.
is under
Weeha
attack.
has to
It
bounce
has no
himself out
arms
of
to
this
defend
one.
itself. Excuse me.
Not bashed up.
Be
But
aware that the raiding
DC.
barracks will
They
be
will
in
lose
attack.
their range as
Radiant's
well. The
bottom
wings
barracks
have
are
done
fallen.
the damage.
Sayonara. Dire's middle tower is under
My
attack.
goodness, Anti-Mage is so stacked at this point. Wings' team fight is just incredible at that point. That wasn't even like the biggest mana void that I saw. I thought he was going to cast it on Resolution there, but Slark can't man fight at this point. How does he go toe-to-toe with his Anti-Mage?
I like this from Wee. He needs to create space, and he's looking over towards Faith Bian. He moves up to the side shot. Shadow's here. Wee behind this shit. He needs to kill and get the hell out. One more attack, but he has to bail. 23 HP. Now Wee he forced the issue too far. Will he go down yet? He will. 90 seconds. The door has been opened by Weeha's aggressiveness. And Wings, it is a landslide as the Grog them.
This is their darkest hour, and not in a good way, as they have the Night Stalker, but this
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
it's becoming so grim for them. We just desperate to do something to
Radiant's
save
middle
his
tower has
team.
fallen. As all towers
But
someday
now
must.
he has no buyback. Wings all assembling down the mid line.
Here they come. Wings. 52 seconds is the window. And they're gonna try and break DC's glass. The blink in the lasso! Misery! Instantly swapped back out
Radiant's
again.
middle tower
Channels
is
in
under
pretty deep,
attack.
but he'll come over. Somebody on the sidelines. Misery now he's being controlled. The Misery is still up. Misery's gone. The cutting blade. That could be it
Radiant
right
should
now.
really do something about that
DC
middle
on the
tower.
ropes. Has Wings. They look towards the mid-ranks. Bring down the tier 3 tower. Move. Trying to slow it up with a sharp
Radiant's
grip.
middle tower is
Resolution
under
out of
attack.
arrows. And also out of
Radiant's middle tower
teammates.
is
DC.
normal.
They have Slark up in 20. They'll have one more opportunity, and that's to
Radiant's
defend
middle
the tier
barracks
3
are under
racks on
attack.
top.
They should retreat. Oh, wait. They don't have legs. Radiant's middle barracks have been overrun.
There it is. The mid. The melee
Radiant's
is
middle
down.
barracks are under
Range
attack.
racks will
Radiant's
follow
middle barracks
Wings.
have fallen.
Do they
And
play
I don't
safe?
mean
Do they
to
back it up?
hide.
No! Is it no? Resolution! Welcome back and goodbye!
Exactly.
You have buyback available, and here comes the push. This is the defense now. DC, you either hold or you
That's not
die.
good.
As Wings, they rip down the tier 3 tower.
My thanks to
Weedhart
thee.
wants to go out through the back lines and attack. Now the lasso. They bounce up just
Double kill.
International 2016 champions. Terrific display of Dota. You did it all because you purchased the group stages, but only losing games to GC in total throughout the entire playoff. One to Techies, one with the punch, and now they topple DC in a 3.